Thank you everyone for joining us today to talk about what we know is an urgent issue for our residents. The price of electricity is forcing members of our communities to make impossible decisions. Energy issues are deeply complex, and if there were easy solutions, we would have already adopted them. But we are here to share our priorities, both in the near term to add transparency and accountability to our monopoly utilities, and to increase competition to drive down prices in the long term. As Rep. Foster just said, requiring our energy efficiency programs to be publicly and competitively bid and audited, and for our utilities to adopt grid-enhancing technologies to drive down costs are essential first steps. We need DEEP to publish their comprehensive energy strategy so we can understand where we are going as a state, how to best incentivize energy supply expansion, as well as investing in efficiency efforts to manage demand to provide price stability on both the supply and demand side of our bills over time. As you all have probably noticed upon scrutinizing your electricity bills over the past many months, we also pay for transmission. And we believe that all regional transmission projects must be competitively bid, and the Connecticut Siting Council should not grant approval without a competitive bid process. In the community I represent, Fairfield, and in neighboring Bridgeport, we learned firsthand how communities are set up to be steamrolled by the utilities. It is a classic David versus Goliath situation, with our communities being devastated by these projects coming through, taking privately owned land for utility infrastructure and right-of-ways, and constructing monstrosities with no transparency to the cost estimates for their proposals and no cost estimates for the alternatives they themselves get to rule out. And then we all get to pay for those in our rates. Our community's experience with the Siting Council underline the importance of a strong regulator who does not only bend to the will of the utilities, but balances the need for infrastructure improvements with the best interests of communities and ratepayers. Last session, we strengthened the Siting Council regulatory framework so that what happened in Fairfield and Bridgeport can't happen again, and to provide ratepayers better protections and greater transparency. These protections are even more essential for environmental justice communities. It shouldn't only be communities like mine who disproportionately have the income and ability to take on a fight with the monopoly utilities who have their voices heard or their interests represented. This year we will further that work and are also focused on ensuring PURA continues to have a strong regulator who is a healthy check and balance on our monopoly utilities. A strong and independent leader at PURA is particularly important as we as a state embark on performance-based rate making. Another important step in ensuring our utilities are accountable for their service to ratepayers.